Dream big, start small, act daily. Let me begin with a simple observation that took me many years to fully understand, not because it was complicated, but because it was quietly powerful. Most people don't fail because they aim too high. They fail because they aim too low and stop too soon. They underestimate what a dream can do for their life and overestimate how hard it is to begin. They wait for perfect timing, perfect confidence, and perfect conditions, not realizing that perfection is a moving target and progress is the real prize. I once met a young man who told me he had no dreams anymore. He said life had convinced him to be realistic. He had responsibilities, bills, opinions from others, and a long list of reasons why dreaming felt dangerous. I listened carefully because I had once been that same young man. Somewhere along the road of growing up, many people trade vision for comfort and ambition for routine. They don't stop dreaming because they want to. They stop because they believe dreaming is reserved for someone else. Dreaming big is not about fantasy. It is about direction. A big dream gives your life a destination, and without a destination, effort becomes exhausting. You can work hard every day and still feel lost if you don't know what you are working toward. A dream is the invisible force that pulls you forward when motivation fades and discipline must take over. It is not supposed to be clear at first. It is supposed to be compelling enough to make you curious about who you could become. The problem is that when people hear dream big, they imagine pressure, they imagine risk, they imagine failure on a grand scale. So instead of dreaming big, they dream safe. They choose goals that don't challenge their identity or require growth. But a dream that doesn't stretch you will never change you. Big dreams are not meant to intimidate you. They are meant to introduce you to a larger version of yourself. Now here is where many people get stuck. They think that a big dream requires a big beginning. They believe that if they cannot start strong, there is no point in starting at all. This belief quietly destroys more potential than failure ever could. Because starting small feels insignificant, people dismiss it as useless. But nothing meaningful starts as something impressive. Everything that grows begins as something modest, fragile, and often unnoticed. Think about nature for a moment. The tallest tree in the forest began as a seed so small you could miss it if you weren't paying attention. It didn't argue with the ground because it wasn't a tree yet. It didn't complain about the storms because it didn't expect life to be easy. It simply did what seeds are meant to do. It took root where it was planted and grew a little at a time. That is the same formula for human success, but we often ignore it because it doesn't satisfy our desire for immediate results. Starting small is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wisdom. It means you respect the process enough to participate in it. It means you understand that confidence is built through action, not thought. You don't become confident and then take action. You take action and then confidence follows. Small actions are not small when they are repeated consistently. They compound, and compounding is the quiet miracle behind every extraordinary result. I once heard someone say they were waiting for motivation to begin. I asked them how long they had been waiting, and they laughed nervously. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a resident. If you wait for motivation, you will act occasionally. If you commit to small daily action, you will act regardless of mood, weather, or opinion. That is how ordinary people achieve extraordinary lives without extraordinary circumstances. Acting daily is where dreams become reality or remain wishful thinking. Daily action does not have to be dramatic. In fact, dramatic action is often unsustainable. What matters is consistency. One step taken every day will outperform 1,000 steps taken once a year. The human mind underestimates what daily effort can accomplish over time because results don't show up immediately. But life is not a lottery. It is a harvest. You don't plant today and eat tomorrow. You plant, you water, you wait, and then one day you are surprised by how much has grown. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who wanted to change his life. He was not unhappy enough to quit, but not satisfied enough to relax. He lived in that uncomfortable middle that many people know well. He wanted more income, better health, deeper relationships, and a stronger sense of purpose. But every time he thought about the work required, he felt overwhelmed. So he did what most people do. He postponed the decision. One day, he decided to stop postponing and start participating. He didn't quit his job or announce his plans to the world. He simply chose one small action in each area of his life. 10 minutes of reading each day, a short walk every morning, a simple budget written on paper, one honest conversation each week. None of it looked impressive, no one applauded, but something began to change quietly within him. He started to respect himself again because he was keeping promises, even small ones. After a year, his life looked different. Not perfect, not complete, but undeniably better. His income had increased because his skills had improved. His health had improved because movement had become a habit. His confidence had grown because action had replaced intention. When asked what changed his life, he didn't say luck or talent. He said he stopped waiting for big moments and started honoring small commitments. That is the power of acting daily. Daily action turns time into an ally instead of an enemy. Most people fear time because they feel it is running out. Successful people respect time because they are using it intentionally. When you act daily, you don't panic about the future because you are investing in it. You don't regret the past because you are learning from it. You stay grounded in the present because that is where progress happens. There is also something important to understand about dreams. Dreams evolve. The dream you start with may not be the dream you finish with, and that is not failure. That is growth. When you act daily, clarity emerges. You learn what works, what doesn't, what excites you, and what drains you. But clarity never comes before action. It comes because of action. Those who wait to be certain before they begin will remain uncertain longer than those who begin before they are ready. The moral lesson hidden in all of this is simple but demanding. You cannot control outcomes, but you can control habits. You cannot predict the future, but you can prepare for it. You cannot guarantee success, but you can guarantee effort. Life rewards those who show up consistently, not those who think perfectly. Dreams are not achieved by intensity alone, but by persistence guided by purpose. Dream big enough to inspire you, but not so big that it paralyzes you. Start small enough to begin immediately, but not so small that you lose interest. Act daily, even when the results are invisible, because invisible progress is still progress. The days you don't feel like acting are often the days when action matters most, because discipline built on difficult days is what carries you through the easy ones. If you take anything from this message, let it be this: you don't need more time, more resources, or more approval. You need a clearer dream, a smaller first step, and a daily commitment to move forward regardless of how you feel. The life you want is not waiting for you to be perfect. It is waiting for you to be consistent. And one day, if you stay faithful to the process, you will look back and realize that the distance between where you started and where you arrived was not crossed in leaps, but in steps. Quiet steps, ordinary steps, daily steps. And that is how extraordinary lives are built. Big dreams give direction, small beginnings give momentum, and daily action gives results. When you honor all three, life has no choice but to change.